Certainly. So I'm excited about this conversation today because Regine works in a space of healing, right? And so much has been going on for the last year. And Regine particularly works in the mental and emotional health space. And even though the work that she does is applicable to every person, she's particularly works to impact women of color. And if we're being truthful with ourselves, Erwin, we know society goes as our women go. And so I could give a little introduction. Regine is a co-founder of beMorr LLC, a therapeutic wellness company that focuses on providing an array of healing services for women of color. beMorr's main intention is to help modern day women have breakthroughs so that they can positively impact their families and communities. Regine is a licensed social worker, therapist, and mental health advocate for over a decade. Her therapeutic interventions are a perfect mix of motivational coaching, holistic healing, and emotional awareness. Regine believes that when given the right tools and a space to practice them, we all will become more aligned with whom we are destined to be. And so, Erwin, as we continue with Regine to come
Yes.
on, I'm
Yes.
particularly excited for our diaspora to have this conversation
Mm-hmm.
because when you really think about it, if you look into the States, there's so much trauma every day. You look into our dear Jamaica, and right now we are raising awareness as it pertains to the safety of our women, the safety of our girls.
Uh-huh.
And then, she's a native of Haiti.
I
And
see.
so when you think about the
Yes, yes.
constant political unrest,
Mm-hmm.
there again is so much work to be done.
All right. We're still trying to make some contact with her. And as we do so, just to let you know, Miguel, that until she comes on, let me ask you, where in Jamaica are your parents from?
My parents are from St. Andrew,
Oh,
up in the hills, and I don't want to say it, but I must. I see how the sun is glowing off your skin, Erwin, and I wish I
okay.
was in.
well, well, tell you what,
Erwin,
Regine
I
is you wish? Well, tell you what, we can make it happen the next time. Regine is on. Hi, Regine.
Hi, how are you?
oh my Regine, how you doing? Erwin is in Jamaica. And today's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Erwin from
Thank you, Regine.
Jamaica. Lucky you.
Yeah, I know. I have the hard work. I get to do the hard work.
Hi, Miguel. How are you today?
Regine, I'm doing fantastic. So glad we got you in. And I'm excited for you to have this conversation because even when you think into our older generations, the work you do doesn't come up. And there is sort of a movement right now that's happening with even the younger folks. And so I'm so excited for you to tell a little bit more about your story and tell about the work that you do. And so here's where I really want to start, Regine. I want you to break it down for us, right? Conversations about overcoming trauma and healing are typically centered around physical trauma and healing, not so much the mental and emotional aspect. Given your work in the space, how do you define it? Tell us what it is. What is meant by taking care of your health and emotional wellness?
Perfect. Yeah. So, health is multifaceted. We are not just a one-dimensional human being. Yes, we have our physical bodies. Yes, we may need things, financially, but emotions and your mental health are part of that picture. And so the work that I do highlights that. And, I really feel honored and blessed to even be able to sit across people who want to heal and want to know more about, hey, what's going on in my head? Why is it that when I do this behavior or that behavior, I act out this way? How can I be better? What can I do to complement myself on this different journey that I'm trying to take? So a lot of times people are just trying to figure out, what do I do when I see a cycle and I'm trying to break it?
Absolutely, that makes sense. When you think about our Black and particularly our Caribbean communities, it's almost taboo for individuals to seek help from a therapist or a counselor. Is that something you come across, and how does your practice try to break that stigma?
Absolutely. We definitely come across it. I think the biggest thing that we do to try to break that stigma is that our clients, we see them as a reflection of ourselves. So showing up as a Black Caribbean woman helps other Black Caribbean women be like, oh, wait, you're doing this? You want to listen to me? I want to do this too. So really my practice, my partner, she's Latina. And the way that we just show up is so that we can really be a representation for the people that we want to take care of. We let them know, listen, I am you and you are me, and we can do this together.
Absolutely. And, you know, as you mentioned, being Caribbean, you grew up in a Haitian household. And for so many Caribbeans, if you say to your parents, I work in health, that means only two things. You're a doctor or a nurse.
Or
That's
nurse.
it. And so,
Absolutely.
tell us a little bit about your journey. How did you get into this field?
Sure. So I did want to be a doctor since I was 4 years old. Okay. I was, quintessential, right? So I was 4 and I was like, I'm going to be a doctor because I looked up to my doctor. And then I took a course in psychology in 11th grade and I was like, no, I have to do this. I went to college, UA, right? University of Albany, and I still went into pre-med. But when I was there, I kind of like snuck in psychology and I was like, no. As the first I consider it the first real decision I made as a grown up. I was like, I'm going to, get a bachelor's in psychology and I'm going to change lives in this mental and emotional space. And it was the best decision I've ever made. So it was tough telling my mom and dad, but it was also the best decision that I've ever made.
I love that. The way you mentioned, you feel like it's the first decision you've ever made. What is your advice to the youth or to anyone that might have a strong desire to help in a similar way? What are some quick tips? What are some things they need to know if they plan to get into the space?
Beautiful. First thing is that it's okay if you feel like you need to work on you emotionally. It's okay for you to have an understanding of when you're learning about, mental health or psychology of people, it's okay for you to be like, wow, I can identify with these things. That actually grounds you enough so that when you're across from somebody and working with clients, you're relatable. And being relatable and being yourself, honestly, is all that you need to be successful. Yes, there's some school. Yes, there's some experience. But truly, I think what's the most impactful for my clients is the fact that I can relate to them, is the fact that I make this as plain as possible, right? It's just like, again, like you said, going to get a checkup at your general practitioner. That's all you're doing. You're going to get a checkup on your emotional health to make sure that you can operate in the world as you want.
Absolutely. And so I love that, right? You took your desire to make an impact in the world, to help people, and you've managed to turn it into a business. So can you tell me a little bit about beMorr? What kind of service do you guys provide? And certainly, please also break down the cost. How does one pay for a therapist or a counselor? Because that could be one of the biggest drawbacks, to people actually seeking this type of service.
Absolutely. So finances is huge. So beMorr is my first baby, I call it, right? Me and 2 other women, we created this company so that we can help Black and brown women in the mental health space. And so we do that by groups, individual therapy. We had a retreat last year, which was a highlight of my life, really. And we are making sure that we educate all of our clients via our Instagram, which is at beMorr Counseling. So on our website, you go to www.b-morr.com. That's how we spell more. And you can sign up for a 15-minute free consultation. The first thing is that you want to make sure that you're a perfect fit, right? You don't want to just jump into talking about all of these experiences that you've had in your life and you don't fit with the therapist. So you get a free 15-minute consultation. And then with the prices actually, we have sliding fee scales. We don't take insurance, but people have ways to pay when you're using your HSA or FSA account. So sometimes if you have a job, they actually allow you to put money on a card for your health. You can use that for your mental health sessions. A lot of people don't know that. So it actually can be very, very affordable. And I think that if you make it a priority, you find ways to pay for it.
Absolutely. And Regine, in wrapping up, I do want you to leave our listeners with something, right? And so what we know is that the pandemic has created a greater demand for mental health services. What are some quick tips you can provide to remind people that they have the power to overcome the effects of this moment in time? What are some quick tips?
Quick tips. Be patient with yourself, give yourself grace, understand that none of us saw this coming. And so whatever you feel, allow yourself to feel it. Make sure that you're in close proximity, I say, to happiness, and be around people who make you feel good. That's really, really important. Find ways, little ways, inexpensive ways to make yourself feel good. Move your body, sit in the sun, which is one of my favorite things to do, right? Go to Jamaica, right? And sit out.
You guys are hating. You guys are hating on me. You guys are
I'm
hating
just
on me.
saying. I mean, I'm in New York. It's cold over here.
Yeah. Okay, Doc. Okay,
But
Doc. Okay, yeah.
you can go and sit, under a palm tree and fill yourself with, the earth, with nature. Be connected. You don't have to spend a lot of money to take care of yourself. It really is the small things, and don't forget to laugh. Smile and laugh.
Great.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And so, Regine, just one more time, tell our listeners, how can they get in touch with you, your website, social media, give them that information so that they can connect with you.
Perfect. So again, our website is be-morr.com. Okay. And on Instagram, we are at beMorr Counseling, also on Facebook. And again, it's free consultation. Chat with us. We have free webinars and events that we sometimes host. Come and really, pour yourself, get connected to the community of women that look like you and want to heal just like you do. Miguel, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Regine, an absolute pleasure.
Erwin, happy birthday.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc. All the best. We'll be talking to you again soon, all right? All right.
I hope so.
Okay, we'll do.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Regine. And so, Erwin,
Yes.
look at that. You are ahead of your time in taking care of your mental wealth and health and emotions. This is beautiful.
It is indeed, and I must say that for the well wishes I've gotten so far, it has really motivated me. It has, given it that kind of oomph. I think that no big fanfare, because that's not the order of the game right now, but it's the appreciation, and it means a lot. So listen, man, we're running, but thanks much. Your motivations are just off the chain. So talk to our listeners, let them know how we can get in contact with you and what the things you're doing. Go ahead.
Most certainly, I appreciate that. And of course, Irie listeners, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Melbourne Motivation. And of course, my personal and professional mission is to help our youth to access college in an easy and simple way. So go to pathwaytopurposenyc.com, and I'd like for you to use the code Irie, IRIE, to get a discount when purchasing our college study flashcards. So again, until next week, on Melbourne Motivation, you guys be good, have big energy, and have a fantastic week ahead.
All the best to you, my friend, and we'll be talking soon, all right? One love.
Indeed.
There you have it. So we're going to take a break now. Of course, we come to you live, I am, from Ocean Coral Spring here outside Duncan's, Trelawney. And I must say, it's an awesome place, all right? So when we come back, we're going to chit-chat with some of my friends. We'll be right back.
Keep connecting. Stay connected.
Experience the connection.
Irie Jam.
Are you a business owner or entrepreneur? Do you have questions regarding your